.44 Magnum, an American icon. First developed back in the mid-1950s, still being produced. An amazing gun. You know what happened in the mid-1970s was a movie series called Dirty Harry. We know about that. Clint Eastwood. And at one time after that movie series broke out, this gun was selling triple the cost of retail. Triple. Clint Eastwood really put the .44 Magnum on the map. And yes, this is my favorite revolver in the collection. We're going to get some good high defs of it. It's from the Performance Center. This is a limited edition. You're not going to find this exact one anymore. But I must say, when Clint Eastwood walked into that diner, remember when he walked into the diner and he gets his same coffee, black, and he walks up and he's got his newspaper, he's looking down, the server gives him the coffee because the place is being robbed. But Dirty Harry doesn't know it. Detective Callahan. He's just looking down at his paper. She gives him the coffee. She's nervous a little bit, and she starts pouring sugar in it. And she pours like this much sugar in it to kind of give him a hint. Something's going on. We're being robbed here. He just gives her the money and walks out without noticing anything's going on. He walks out, drinks his black coffee. He spits it out. Uh-oh, something's going on in there. He walks around back, comes into the restaurant, and sure enough, the thugs got guns up against people's heads. Well, what does Clint do? These are some of the most famous lines in American gun movie history. He walks in and he goes, well, what? We're just not going to let you walk out of here. The thug looks at him and goes, who is we, sucker? Clint goes, Smith and Wesson and me. Bang, bang, bang! That put the .44 Magnum on the charts. How about the other line? At the end of that same scene, where one guy was still left alive, and Clint's got his gun pointed at him. He goes, go ahead, make my day. Is that the most famous line in movie history, possibly? One of them. Or how about the other line? I got to finish up the intro with this other great line for the .44 Magnum, where he's out in the street and he's doing a shootout, he's eating his hot dog, he's relaxing, he's boom, 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 he's shooting people, and there's one last guy, and his gun was at arm's reach. And Clint walks up to him, pointing his .44 Magnum right at his face, his head. He goes, this is the most powerful handgun in the world. It'll blow your head clearly right off. You got to ask yourself one question. Do you feel lucky? Did I take 5 shots or did I take 6? Well, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? The bad guy goes, he pushes his gun aside and he gives up. Clint walks away. And the bad guy finally goes, I's got to know. I's got to know. And Clint goes, he took his 6. Welcome to weaponseducation.com. Let's get serious now and talk about one of the greatest guns for revolvers on the planet. My favorite revolver. We're going to get some high defs of this. This is very special. I paid over $1,500 for this. 3-inch from the Performance Center. And I do carry it and I do recommend it. Let's talk about it. weaponseducation.com. Let's get into it. Now that is a beautiful sight. I like looking at guns close up. I know you do also. Turn it up to 1080p. This is from the Performance Center. You know, the .44 Magnum, if you're a hunter, it's well suited for game up to elk size. You guys know that. With proper shot placement and deep penetration, you can even take on buffalo or polar bears, and it's even been known to take down elephants with success. This is one powerful revolver. Pretty much, you don't want to go past this. I've got the 454, I've got the 500. Those things hurt to shoot. They hurt your hand and you can't get back on target. The 44 Magnum is perfect. You can shoot the 44 Special out of it. The ammunition is not cheap. I did find today at the end of November 2012 PMC 50 rounds at $27. They seem to have the best price right now is the PMC line of ammo. But let's just talk about the 44 Magnum now. If you're going to get one, try to get one from the Performance Center. I know it's more money. Like I said, I paid over $1,500 for this. You can get one for about $1,000. I saw one on there today on Smith's website from the Performance Center. But you really do want to have a 44 Magnum, and I do carry this. I'll show you here in a moment the holster I use. Let's take a close look at it. Look at the grips, the wooden grips, beautiful. Everything is just beveled perfectly. You can see it says Performance Center. And I'm going to flip it over right now and show you the other side. That's the 3-inch barrel. I like the small package. Most people get the 44 and like the 4-inch barrel or even longer. I like the small package for concealment. And this is rare because it's got the rear sight, which is notched in and beveled, which I'll show you in a moment. Let's take a close look at this side. Just absolutely beautiful. And the recoil is not bad. And I've shot this on tape before. I have videos of me shooting this at the range. It's no big deal. It's really not. It's, you know, the 500 Magnum, the 454, yeah, those are big deals. But this is fine. This is fine for home defense, recreational use, even though it's expensive to shoot at the range. If you're a reloader, you can shoot the 44 Specials through it. This is a gun, I know it's going to cost you money if you're watching this because it is my favorite revolver and I just get excited when I look at it, and I love to carry this gun. I'm going to get my wife right now and she's going to record a little bit of me showing you different parts and different angles of the gun. But it is something you do want. If you want your first revolver, this may not be one for you for your very first revolver, but if you're into wheel guns, you really want a 44 Magnum. Gosh, go ahead and make my day talking about it. This would make my Christmas if I didn't have one. Let's move on to a different sequence here. All right, the 44 Magnum is really special. Let's take a close look at this one. Limited edition from the Performance Center. Take a look at Smith's website, by the way, and they're always changing and things are coming and going. They have one of the best websites for guns of all manufacturers. I think so, because you can see all the guns and a 360-degree angle, and guns do come and go. And this one, they made it for a while, and I'm glad I scooped it up. For instance, the rear sights. Please take a close look down here and look at the rear sights here. Can you see that? See how it's notched on the rear? I love that. And that big red dot. It's really special. Got a good close look there, Tammy. Look at that. That is really special. I like the milling, the beveling, the craftsmanship. Everything on the whole entire gun is beveled and smoothed out from the Performance Center. And if you can afford to get a revolver from the Performance Center, go ahead and spend a couple of extra dollars because it really is very, very special. As far as ammunition, oh, by the way, this thing is tight as a clam. As far as ammunition, take a look down here. This is what I keep in this revolver for personal protection. Double tap. I'm confident that it's always going to go bang, and it's traveling at 1,300 feet per second. That's fast with a 300 grain bullet. That is fast. 44 Magnum. here's the holster that I carry it in, like this. No big deal. Nice paddle holster. I got these on my custom shop, ArmoryExpressOutlet.com. These things will last you a lifetime. And I like carrying this gun. I mean, 6 rounds of 44 Magnum. That's the way to go. Paddle holster, 44 Magnum, small package, 3-inch. Oh, take a look really close right here, please. This is the V-comp, the compensator on the top. And if you go to Smith's website, they have a larger version on there right now from the Performance Center. I'm glad I scooped up the 3-inch, but that's the compensator, and very special 44 Magnum. Grab a 629 if you don't have one. I want to say thank you. 44 Magnum is the way to go. One of my favorites. It is my favorite revolver. Check it out. See you next time.